We are covering depreciation for the FE exam, a topic found in the Engineering Economics section of your NCEES Reference Handbook. This is a critical concept for determining the value of assets over time, and the exam will test you on a few specific methods. The most straightforward method is straight-line depreciation. The formula, which you can find in the handbook, is the initial cost, also called the basis, minus the salvage value, all divided by the useful life of the asset. For example, if a piece of equipment costs $50,000, has a $10,000 salvage value, and a useful life of 5 years, the annual depreciation is constant. You would calculate 50,000 minus 10,000, which is 40,000, divided by 5, giving you an annual depreciation of $8,000. After 3 years, the accumulated depreciation would be 3 times that, or $24,000. The book value is simply the initial cost minus the accumulated depreciation. In this case, $50,000 minus $24,000, resulting in a book value of $26,000. Now, let's contrast this with the Modified Accelerated Cost Recovery System, or MACRS, which is the method used for tax purposes in the United States. The key difference with MACRS is that it's an accelerated method, meaning you get larger depreciation deductions in the earlier years of an asset's life. You won't use a formula. Instead, you'll use the MACRS tables provided in the NCEES Reference Handbook. Here's the most common exam trap. Salvage value is completely ignored in MACRS calculations. The problem statement might give you a salvage value just to see if you'll mistakenly subtract it. For MACRS, you always depreciate the full initial cost. Let's use our $50,000 asset and assume it's classified as 5-year MACRS property. To find the depreciation in year 2, you look up the factor for year 2 under the 5-year property column in the handbook's MACRS table. That factor is 32%. So, the depreciation for year 2 is $50,000 times 0.32, which equals $16,000. To find the book value after year 2 using MACRS, you must first sum the depreciation from all prior years. The year 1 factor is 20%, so year 1 depreciation is $10,000. The accumulated depreciation after 2 years is $10,000 plus $16,000, for a total of $26,000. The book value is the initial cost of $50,000 minus the accumulated $26,000, leaving a book value of $24,000. A mnemonic to remember the key difference is, straight line is fair, subtract the salvage there. For MACRS tax, ignore the facts, just multiply by the table's acts. This helps you remember to subtract salvage value only for the straight line method, and to rely on the handbook's tables for MACRS. On the exam, be careful to use the correct table and the correct year's factor, and never ever subtract salvage value when using MACRS. For free practice questions, AI-powered explanations, and more exam prep tools, visit openexamprep.com. That's openexamprep, all one word, .com.